Hello guys, there we are here again on this beautiful show, the Benjamin Zulu Show. Now, did you know that for those who are married, did you know that your wife has to receive a deeper connection from you before she receives any advice from you? If you didn't know, now this show is for you. Why? Today, we are talking about how controlling your partner ruins the connection with one Benjamin Zulu. Hey, Benjamin.
And I like that quote. The fact that we only receive advice and we only respect your opinion according to how we respect you as a person.
Yeah.
All right?
Yes.
In law, we say, I am reliably advised. Can I rely on your advice? Is how much I respect you. Mm-hmm. So let's start here. Let's start by those who control people and the logic behind it.
Yeah.
They don't say they are controlling you.
Yes.
They have baptized it into other more palatable language. For example, they say, they have to watch after their interests.
Yes.
They have to look, they love you very much. It's because I love you very much. There's some quotes I see trending that are pathological. Mm-hmm. And people believe those notions. Do you know what we express shows our perception? Yes. For example, I saw somebody say the qualities of a good man is that, he loves you, he feels bad when other people talk to you. So that people say they feel bad when you talk to other people. They feel bad when you talk to other people. Mm-hmm. What is that? That's the first sign that you're dealing with a controller. Mm-hmm. A person is likely to control you. Another thing they say is, they need a lot of reassurance. They need constant reassurance because of their past. Because of where they're coming from. I saw somebody say, it's not that I have trust issues, but when you have been taken for granted, you have given your all and it was trashed, and you have been shown how easy you are to replace, something breaks in you. If it has broken in you, don't come here broken.
Thank you.
Go get fixed first. Brahman, please. I know you're a merciful brother, generally. I know many brothers are just kind. And they don't mind, assisting a person to recover. But don't marry them while at it. Okay?
Yes.
Of course, when we marry each other, as I told you, we'll build each other up. We'll help each other heal some things we'll never heal. We'll grow together. But you needed to have healed to a level that you can be a wife before I marry you. Mm-hmm. Okay? Please, don't marry people when they are emotionally on wheelchair, on crutches, on bed rest. I see you. Some people you see walking around emotionally
in the ICU.
But they are walking around. And they are performing their jobs. Good morning, welcome to Safaricom. This is Airtel, Coca-Cola. They are working. And you like the voice and you start pursuing them. But emotionally, they are sick. They remind you how George broke them. How this other one hurt them. How this one broke them. How this one did this. How this one did this. Do you know, Bramwell, one of my grief, I have two most griefs in life. What pains me daily. You should not admire my life too quickly, my brother. I suffer from things you can't see. My biggest pain is to see how people ignore God and the reason for their existence.
Yes.
The second pain is how people are in love with poverty. Poverty is addictive. When I tell you that, you tell me I expect something for it to be addictive, it should be sweet. Why would be addicted to a painful thing? Never had anybody addicted to injections. They're so painful. Unless what they're injecting is cocaine or something. Poverty by itself is harassing. It's lack.
Yeah.
It's oppression. It's pseudo-slavery. You have no money, you have to walk long distances. How can that be addictive? It's addictive because poverty imposes no responsibility.
I like that.
Poverty allows you to blame everybody except yourself for your situation. The government. They're rich. They're corrupt. In this country, God has forgotten us. I am pained to see how. Hey, do you know, I literally suffer a headache when I read how a person is perpetuating, instituting, sinking deeper into poverty. Somebody telling you I'm 24, I have 2 children, no job. So what are we talking about here? Brother. One of the things we want to address, one of the things we want to encourage about control and all that is that people who came from a place that broke them inside. Mm-hmm. Now, I want to tell you about two levels of heartbreak. One level of heartbreak is when you have emotional pain, when your trust is injured. There's another kind of break that is something that breaks your spirit. Mm-hmm. So the first, I want to tell you why people control, and I've told you the language they use. That is that they have suffered in the past, and they have to watch out. Mm-hmm. And they tell you, I will heal with the time. Yeah. Anytime means no time. Don't marry hope.
Thank you.
Don't marry expectation. I'm hoping within 2 years you'll be okay, so let's marry today. You! That 2 years might turn to 20.
Yeah.
Instead of healing, they might deteriorate.
Mm-hmm.
Doctors maintain hope that everybody will heal, but they also have a mortuary.
Yeah.
The hospital surely is trying to cure you. The hospitals don't kill. No, let me tell you about hospitals. They don't kill people.
Yeah.
Please. But they have a what? They are trying to cure, but they are also prepared. Yes. Some of you are too sick. They don't say it, but they behave it. Sometimes instead of you incurring hospital bills, they usually tell you, the patient has been discharged to go and be taken care of from home.
That's the language they use.
Yes. They never say the case is hopeless. Mm-hmm. They say, as we wait for nature to take its course. The language, the political correctness, yes. I hear there. It's mind-boggling. My friend. And they never blame you, although you might have died from your own profligacy. Mm-hmm. Over drinking. You have been warned many times about wasting your liver, destroying these. But doctors are very polite on the surface. We tried our best, but unfortunately. Yes. They even take part of the blame. Despite our best, we tried. But if you hear them discussing it away from you, you realize, just like doctors are, so should you be in dating. Mm-hmm. Don't undertake sick people thinking they'll recover. Hospitals are aware that some of you have damaged yourself too much beyond repair. All right? Mm-hmm. They will do what they can, and you pay them for it. All right? Mm-hmm. Don't undertake people's issues. Follow the example of hospitals. Be charitable, help where you can, give a word of encouragement, assist, drop a coin here, a word of encouragement. But when it comes to signing up a person for your life, look on one who is on a level of mental, emotional healthiness as you. All right? Mm-hmm. Look for a person who you can operate on the same level. So the first reason these people control you is to say they've been hurt in the past and they have to, they need to reassure. The moment a person tells you, I'm broken, I'm damaged, respect it. People have lived with themselves longer than you have lived with them. And they know themselves better than you know them. Don't try to correct. Don't say that. Nobody is perfect. You, be careful. Sometimes people are telling you the truth to save you. All right? Mm-hmm. When you're emotionally attracted to a person, you're likely to think you can do anything for them, mm-hmm. and all that, And I told you about attractions of proximity. If you sit close enough to a woman who is dressed in a glowing manner, mm-hmm. we are teaching them how to dress right. And it can also cut you. Hey, brother.
Yes.
The knife. Remember what you said the other day, that we are not any better than the people we are teaching. Mm. We are human like them.
Yes.
We are sharing with them what we need to do, all of us, to remain safe. Okay? This, when you go to town center in the morning, there are groupings. They usually meet in very early, 6 a.m.
Yes.
Before dawn, what are they doing in groups? That thing racked my brain for a very long time. Actually, here, long ago, those were the customs. People would come to share updates in groups. Nowadays, the groups have evolved to other purposes. Casual workers meet there before they go to work.
Yes.
They're picked from there. But you also find those political guys who are updating them about the political or whatever gathering. This is a gathering of people who have similar interests to discuss our troubles, to discuss our issues. It's like exchanging notes on our way home. You know, when you're doing elective exams, the guys who are doing elective unit, another elective unit, those who are doing one unit will gather together to revise.
Yes.
So we are gathering here because we have similar elective units. Okay? People should not think the teacher is any special.
No.
And you as a teacher, be careful, because actually you'll be judged more strictly. The examination for the teacher will be on another level. The one who sent you, the one who is instructing you requires more. That does not mean, it just means the standards, the expectations are higher, but our human nature is the same. Are we together?
Yeah.
So one of the things I want you to understand is the people who are controlling usually is because they have unresolved issues which they don't want to deal with, because healing sometimes hurts as much as the injury.
Yeah.
Because the doctor might have to conduct surgery by opening the wound, washing it. You know, many men know how the circumcision experience was.
Yes.
The journey. And I've been to walk in funny walking styles. And I've been to dress in a manner that tells everybody you're in the season. You know? That wound, attending to it. So there are people who avoid dealing with the pain because of the process. Bandaging, dressing it, washing it, discussing the anger you felt when your father abandoned your mother, when your father got a side chick, when your mother abandoned you, discussing the heart and having to. Many people you see are carrying volcanoes. You see them holding tight. When you see people holding tight, there's something they're trying to close in. Most likely a volcano. Don't ask them to smile. You don't know what they're dealing with. They might smile and explode. There are people who they're carrying such pain, mountains of unresolved issues. And instead of digging it up, they try to project it by controlling you. Yes. They gave Dennis everything. Dennis betrayed them. Now here is Brahman. I can't. The last time I saw a man do that, he did not call lunchtime. No, they are panicking. They come to work. Imagine you are at work. Then your woman comes there chaotically to look for you because your phone was in charge, because you are in a meeting. Then you are embarrassed. Then you have to explain when you are angry. We were having to defend a person who you are angry with. Don't marry a person who is not able to sit easy. To sit easy for some hours without hearing from you. Do you know how much peace there is when sometimes I get busy and I can't call my woman as usually do? And she's simply minding her business.
Yeah.
I get somewhere, we catch up with an important person, we get into a session that prolongs, we get into something that goes long, and the hours that I usually call go. But I don't find panic, or I feel so relieved, man, that I have no explanations and whippings to endure. Aye. Yeah. You marry a person who has unresolved issues, you'll be whipped every day. When you see men walking around tired, some fatigue is not from work. Having to apologize every day, and I told you apology is very humiliating.
Yeah.
It's called eating a humble pie for a reason. Having to no, if you have to say I'm sorry every day, you get tired, brother. That's why you see men, the body language, defeated. And even the facial expression shows sadness. There are men who married people who needed to be talked to every hour so that they can feel alive. They can feel alive. So the one reason people control you is because they themselves have unresolved issues that cause them to fear that you'll abandon them. They fear abandonment so much. They had betrayals that they never reconciled with. They generalize that men will leave. If you're listening to us and you always expect the one who date you to leave, Now, Brahma, I told you the other day that the people whom you asked out, the people you checked out, and they left, that didn't work, rejected you, will always be more.
Yes.
By the time you bought this jacket, how many others had you seen tried?
So many.
Please understand this. Stop taking it out outrageously.
Yeah.
By the time you finally rent that one house, how many others have you checked inside? Many.
Yeah.
Dating is similar. No, they always leave. No, you are checking. Remember, we told them not to date by forming relationships. Don't form exclusive relationships with the candidate.
Yeah.
Make it friendship that is open, non-committal. We just met, we talked, and you scored each other in your mind. That lady, how much? I would give her 75%. She has very good chance, but she has not yet finished with her past relationship. She said she's yet to go and pick, I don't know what where, to go and conclude whatever where. Okay, we'll continue talking as I see. Meanwhile, you've gone to see Jane. This was Maggie. The other one was Beatrice. You called Mary. You call Anne. That's how you search. So those who keep the fact that Maggie didn't work, I give you Lily. Are you judging yourself?
No.
Saying they always leave? This is searching. It goes like that. I only have hopes, not expectations. I hope. But I also know it might not. And I'm open to that. I'll go where. Remember, God is with you. You're not alone.
Yeah.
And in your journey of hearing no's and this and that, God is still there. Now, those people who control you, there's another reason they control you when they don't trust you.
Okay.
The first reason they control you because they don't trust. That was the first reason. They control you because they don't trust. Now, the second reason, they control you because they don't trust you. In particular, you. This is on the first case, it was an inability to trust. Now, it's you they can't trust.
Okay.
It's something to do with you. How you have behaved. Perhaps you have behaved suspicious. Perhaps you have a history of you can't be trusted. So sometimes people are afraid of what you might do because they know your potential. So, brother, in order to avoid planting bad seeds, from the word go, demonstrate to the woman that you are self-controlled. Don't hurry to eat the cookie. Yeah. Don't rush. She will think that's how you interact with all women. You demonstrate it. That's the problem we forget as men. If you are serious with a woman, don't sleep with her. Because you are showing her what you do with women.
Yeah.
This should be obvious. Why don't we think about it? Because when men are thinking about... Remember, there is no short-sighted man like a man who is thinking about sex.
Yes.
Him and the stallion, the male horse, have something in common. They are inflamed. Yeah. Short-sighted.
Yes.
While the woman is thinking over there, the man is always thinking. Be very careful. Amnon was so inflamed about sleeping with Tamar. He did not think, what about immediately after?
Yeah.
Yeah? You know why many baby daddies ran away? They were not thinking about the possibility of a child. They were doing hit and run.
Yeah.
Now, the woman was hoping it is, eat and stay. This man was hit and run. One of the things will make women not to trust you, or your man not to trust you. Because, and there are women who themselves push for premarital sex. It's a man you begin to wonder, how often has this gone on? How long will it go on?
Yeah.
Okay? It's because from the time you met, you set a bad precedent. I'm not saying you pretend when you're with your woman, but you need to have self-control, self-discipline, so that you can attract reliability. To trust is to know that person is reliable. I can count on them to do the right thing. That's the basis of trust. But if they demonstrated how they can get out of character, how they can cheat here, bend their rules here, compromise here, under the table here, funny things, very careful. Now, let us remind ourselves about the great cloud of witnesses. Remember the number of people who look up to you. Remember, you don't have to be a public figure. The people who matter to you can only be 2 or 3. You can be a brother, a sister, those who look up to you. Now, when your wife is there, your children are there, you have a family you're building, you already have a group that makes you behave right because you're accountable to them. All right? The other point, before you bring your questions, those people who I've told you why they don't trust you. Now, how does it affect you? When you are not trusted, when you keep being asked, where are you? Who are you talking to? Controlling who you're talking to, where you went, how you spend this money, how come? You feel, number one, suspected. You feel?
Suspected.
When you're treated like a suspect, how do you feel? Brahma, there's no bad feeling on earth than when you know you mean well and somebody thinks you don't mean well.
Yeah.
It's a very bad feeling.
Yes.
You feel, you get it? It's very repulsive when a person treats you like a suspect, yet you know you mean well. So you feel suspected and you begin to repel. It kills the connection because the connection meant you admired them, you are attracted to them, you are drawn to them. But now they're treating you like a suspect. What does that mean? You begin to avoid them. The second way it kills connection. Now, you wanted to avoid because you suspect all their questions. Whatever they ask has a motive to investigate you, motive to police you, motive to check, where are you? Even if it was an innocent question, you first feel angry. I'm at work. But if it was just a normal conversation, just missing, oh yeah, right now I'm at work, and you take it easy because you know they don't mean well. They don't mean bad. But when it reaches to a point where you know they're asking that to monitor you, you feel repelled. So it kills the connection because of repulsive. Number 2 is that you feel treated like a child. You don't feel respected like an adult who can control their affairs. Don't talk to so and so. Brahman will never tell an adult who not to talk to. Right? Are we together?
Yeah.
If you know something about that woman that your wife should know, let her know in a way that is suggestive, not commanding. Adults never want to be made to think like they can't think on their own, that they can't make decisions on their own. Never reach a point where you tell a person, don't talk to so and so. And that's an adult, you lose them. You can get domination. You can dominate them. You can get them to obey you. You can get them to pull out, but they also hate you for it. They will obey, but they will resent you. Please remember that. You can use your power to say, I don't want to see with that person again. They can comply, but they also resent you. You get compliance, you lose the connection. Please understand this very well. Love must be voluntary. Let's repeat this. People can only connect with you genuinely when they feel valued, when they feel like they want to do it. When the moment people feel pushed to any degree, you have lost them. The only way to let people, to make people love you and treasure you and look for you in a way that is treasure you, miss you, is to make them feel, to admire you, to like your company. Never use force, never use commanding. People feel taken like a child. They feel belittled. They feel despised. All those feelings create resentment, create hatred. Over time, you become strangers. No wonder you see people breaking up when they have brought up all their children. One of them turned to a dictator, turned to a controller. And as soon as they say, the children are grown now, why should I stay in a prison? People may not always fight back, but they can start resenting you quietly. That's how you lose them when you control them. Finally, how you lose people when you control them. Remember, we are talking about controlling who they talk to, controlling their time, where they go, what time they come back. Not quarrel people, because if you don't like what they did, express it respectively. Are we together?
Yeah.
And if they don't change and you can't stand their behavior, terminate the connection, terminate the relationship. Are we together? You can't control adults. We said the other day, men are deluded into thinking they can get a young girl and mold her into program her like a computer. I wish you luck. Human beings will do what they want.
Yes.
You try to force it, they resent you quietly, and with time, you will see the rebellion, the monster you have created. Don't stop your woman from working. Don't refuse your man from hanging out with who he wants. Just suggest. Tell them what you think. But let them make the decisions and respect them. Are we together?
Yeah.
The only way to get people to genuinely love you is when you also genuinely respect them. Okay? So the last thing is to say, when you control people maybe financially, or you refuse them to go to pursue a certain degree or a certain business or certain, over time they come to blame you for all their problems, even the ones that are not your responsibility. You lose the connection because they see you as responsible for the pain, for the failure, for the shortcomings. If it were not for you, I would have done this. If you were not that mean and controlling, I would have done this. If you are not that insecure, I would have done this. If you're not, you become the scapegoat for all their failures. So they don't see you as the person who has built them up. They see you as a person who has destroyed, how held them down. You become a scapegoat and a target. You become an object. You become the person they blame all their situation for. Yes.
And I like that, Benjamin. Let me begin from the resentment bit of it. And I'm talking based on men's experience. You'd realize that in most relationships, you realize that if things didn't work out the way they ought to have, or they ought to have worked out, you realize that most men are blamed. Most of them are said, maybe I was in a relationship with a dictator, you see this guy was so domineering. And you realize that one thing that men forget is that we are always in a solution mode. Benjamin. That is what is costing us. And that is why this conversation we're having here today, Benjamin, is very relevant to awaken in us men that it is not always good to be on our marks to fix it.
Very good.
Sometimes we just need to feel our ladies.
Very good.
That is why we are failing the examination, Benjamin. Solution mode, always on our marks. When she calls, I need to fix it.
Imagine. And when she explains what happens between her and her mother or her parent or somebody from her family, you think now is your work to advise, to decide for her, to show her what to do and to dictate, do ABCD. Sometimes they just want an empathetic listening. There are times you will see she just wanted you to empathize and understand the experience. But she can't get rid of that relationship. She can't get rid of her mother, of her sister, of her friend, of her brother. Some of the friendship die slowly. Have you realized that some friendships that die like a cat?
Yes.
Slowly. Slowly. You see 9 lives of a cat, I don't know where they got it from, but the cat would start dying and take very long to die. Very long. You think it's already dead, it's still there. It's not eating, it's not responding to medication, and nothing, is still dying. One of the things you want to realize is, some people's, when you hear like complaining about a certain friendship, maybe that friendship has started to die, but it will take a year to die. Don't hurry it up. Don't conduct euthanasia, mercy killing. Don't say, from today, don't talk to. Oh, she disappointed you again. What happened? You know, if your man has come with a story of how he's frustrated by so and so, listen empathetically, but you're also sensing maybe they are beginning to lose the connection. Maybe these guys at some point. Sometimes even throw in the word, you never know, maybe the paths are beginning to diverge. But for now, just see what you can do. Maybe it was just a hitch. But as a man, if you are solution oriented, you think when she's explaining a situation, you should give a final solution. For it doesn't sound manly powerful enough to just listen. And yet sometimes that's all we need to do. Just listen.
All right.
Yeah.
Just listen. Benjamin, some of the things that you've described here, one thing that was going on in my mind is what we always call the red flags, Benjamin. You've talked about how often people call. You see, some people need to talk to you as often as possible in the course of the day so that they can actually feel they're in a relationship with somebody. You see, to some, that is how they interpret loving to be. To some, that is a red flag that this guy is actually controlling.
Bramwell, it's unhealthy to call your woman 26 times in a day. Unless both of you are working on something that is very troublesome.
Yes.
Maybe she's moving houses and you're coordinating logistics. Maybe there's a sick situation. When you call a sick number of times, there better be a sick situation. Please, 26 is sick. I'm not just saying I'm being poetic. Don't call text. There are people who text one-liners. So instead of just writing a paragraph, every sentence is a text. So you hear t. That's their style. We are not talking about that.
Yeah.
There's some people just, they are not on fire. There is no crisis. That's how they type. You see 26 messages, what's up? But it was simply a simple message. Morning I woke up, yesterday I found this one, that. But every point is a message on its own. So it looked like 30 messages. But really, just one paragraph. They just don't like the paragraphs, punctuation. They just wanted to send. The rest of us were very analog. In terms of texting, we prefer proper language. We want to make sure we are clear. We want to sure if you write U and R, whether you see both of them. You are. So I'd rather write the official short form of why you than RE to make sure you got it. And sometimes when my wife is texting my phone, she finds it hard because it has automatic suggestion for full words. I can type very quickly without typing because I'm just, the phone is used to me. I'm picking it. So I've customized it so much that it's used to. Have you seen how when you change a phone, you feel you have lost a lot?
Yes.
Because you had trained the other phone. You are typing language. Now you have to educate another phone. Type everywhere. So sometimes you don't want to pester. Check. It sounds intrusive. It sounds like you're very needy. Make sure you have a life so that when you come to talk to your woman, there is newness and freshness of ideas. So that you can do a show in peace. Brother,
okay.
If you date a psycho and we can't do a show, Bramwell, we have to cut. No. Let a person who knows as you get to work, they also at work.
Thank you.
Let them have another life. Make sure the person has hobbies. You should not be the hobby, the occupation, the pastime, the favorite. No. Let a person has pastime, documentaries, they like watching memes. Let them have a way to relax. Make sure this person can listen to their stuff and spend a few. I told you the most beautiful posture of a woman is when she's busy studying. Either reading a novel, a book, or watching something. When you see a woman learning on her own, it's very attractive. And I don't know why they don't get it. I don't know why they don't get it. Another sign that you want to marry a woman who is not a controller is you want a woman who loves learning, because the more you learn is that your weaknesses, you'll be told how to work on them.
Yeah.
Many people don't know that it's a weakness to keep on pestering and checking after every 1 hour. 1 hour, they feel like we have not talked the whole of today and it was just 1 hour. You know? You want a lady, a person who loves learning. When they love learning, they'll be assisted to correct. Yes.
There you have it, gentlemen. All right. This one will help you. I'm very sure about that. Always remember, she doesn't need fix it more than she needs you to feel her more. Thank you for watching the Benjamin Zulu Show. Till next time.